Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a reading today, which is a pick a card style. Haven't done one of these in a while. And it's going to be on your soul connection that is either in separation or challenge currently. And we are going to see your person's messages and energies towards you at this particular time. So of course you guys can choose this entire reading if you'd like to. You can choose more than one or just one. It's completely up to you. But for number one, we have this red beautiful orgonite nude. We have number two, this yellow citrine. And then for number three, we have a little bit of like a black and a blue energy here. So I'll put those timestamps down below, as well as all the decks I'll be using here today. All the decks I am using are actually all created by myself. And I'm going to be using some charms at the very end as well. And I do sell mini charm kits. So be sure to check everything out down below. But instead of, splicing up this reading, I'm just going to go ahead and, do it all here on camera, all the shuffling, everything. So, you guys are more than welcome to fast forward through anything. So let's just go ahead and get started, you guys, and see what we need to know about you and your person that are experiencing a separation or a challenge and what their energies and messages are to you at this time. So we're going to start off with number one. All right, so for those of you guys that chose number one, this red orgonite here, this is going to be your reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a few cards and just kind of see if you're in the right place. So if something immediately isn't resonating with you, it might be an indication that you need to choose another number. Okay, try not to force anything to make it fit. Just take it if it resonates for you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off here with this deck. Let's see here. Okay, what do we need to know about this situation? So what is the energy, kind of like the playing field, the energy field with this person? Okay, so like what's the energetic frequency between you and this person? What makes up this connection? Okay, so interesting. We have a card that wants to pop out immediately. It is called Crunch Time. So it might be that this particular situation involves a connection where like we're getting down to the wire. Maybe a lot of time has been wasted, or maybe it could even indicate too that we have put on some sort of stipulation of time here, like we're running out of time or you need to make a decision, etc. Something going on like that. Let's see what else. Maybe even like a lot of pressure. We do have scattered energy, okay? So some sort of scattered energy. It's like someone might be wasting a lot of time in this connection. Somebody may not be using their time wisely. And so they're too scattered, or maybe even like they're scattering their energy in a bunch of different situations. And so it makes it difficult for us to, get things going here. So that might be why you guys are in separation or challenge right now. Let's see what else. We have new arrivals. Okay. So it says arrivals as in plural. So it might be that there is other energies that are at play here, kind of like other eggs in the field. And it's time for us to maybe perhaps make a decision here, hone in on one thing, make a commitment, etc. Now that new arrivals can also indicate that there's something new coming into this situation. There's something new on the horizon here, something new that will start to shift these frequencies. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more energy. What else do we need to know here about this person or situation? Okay, so we have Lover in the Night temporary. This could be that you and this individual are getting together. It's very sporadic. It's kind of temporary. I feel like maybe there is an issue with commitment or somebody just choosing to just be with one person. So already, if this doesn't sound like your situation, definitely choose number 2 or 3, okay? But Lover in the Night, this might not be you either, though. This could be that your person's energy right now is that they are spending time with someone. It's just temporary, though, so there's no real commitment. There's no real follow through on that situation. So it could just be something that they're just kind of someone that they're passing the time with. We have spring though. And I kind of like this because that bunny, I always, connect with spring, and we are going to be going into the season of spring here pretty soon. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everybody all across the world. I know the seasons are opposite, but I feel like the next season here is going to bring some sort of new, fresh energy, especially if you and this person have been stagnant for quite some time. So spring, of course, is growth, development. And we have a message. So there could be a message via social media. Somebody could just send someone a text. If you've been waiting for somebody to kind of clear up a cycle, right? It could be that there is a message actually coming in from this person in the physical world, with this next season that's going to be approaching. So there's some sort of change on the horizon here, okay? So let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know about this whole situation with this person? Okay, so we have inner power, strength. So strength is connected to the sign of Leo. And it's going to take some real strength and courage for somebody to do the right thing here, to be courageous, to be strong here. Maybe this whole situation is trying your patience and your strength. Maybe the viewer is holding back and, maybe wants to do something, but is really restraining themselves, which can sometimes be that strength's energy. It's really trying your patience, but you're just trying to be strong. You're trying to hang in there. You're trying not to maybe flip out over something. We do have the Chariot, which is Cancerian's energy. So we kind of have these two seasons together, even though this season, spring, is not this season. This is actually summer. I have July and August, okay? So there could be a lot of movement. It could be that maybe this connection is weak right now, but it might be stronger in the summer months, like as the seasons pass, as the seasons change. Maybe you guys are going to get back on the same wavelength again, because the card Chariot is also an indication of two people being on the same page in order for something to move forward and work. So that could be a little bit of a future forecast that maybe things are really scattered right now, but maybe it won't always be that way with this person. And we do have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, I do relate to the sign of Pisces, okay? But it's very much somebody coming through with a message from their heart. It's kind of fun. It's kind of flirtatious. It kind of gets things going again. But this can also be an indication, too, that whoever you're dealing with could be really youthful at heart right now. Maybe they're just not real mature with the way that they're handling themselves or this connection. And maybe they just need time to grow. Maybe they need time to mature. And maybe that's one of the reasons why we have the seasons energy. Like this temporary situation isn't going to last. And so as time progresses, things are going to shift and change too. So let's go ahead and get some more information here. We have the humanitarian. The generous humanitarian provides a helping hand to all who need it. Donate your time towards the things money can't buy. Okay, so immediately what I'm picking up on here is that this person is going to get to a point where they're going to be connecting with you as an individual. So it might be that right now they're kind of like focused on just having fun, or they're focused on, just kind of temporary things. But it doesn't last. So at the end of the day, things that money can't buy. This is about, to me, someone that's really valuing you as a person. Now, it might be that they have to, go out and kind of figure out what they want. And that does sometimes take having experiences in order to figure out what you do truly have. So I kind of feel like it's just a part of this person's human experience, and maybe even yours too, where you guys are learning something of value here. And whatever it is that you learn, it is going to help you to see the value in this situation. So that's where this person is headed. They're headed towards seeing you in a different light and realizing that what they do have with you is very valuable. And what they have with other people, it's just kind of fleeting and temporary, and it's not really what they're looking for. And even though they might be in this mindset right now where they don't want to commit or they don't want to really be serious, they're going to have to, I hate to say it, they might have to get it out of their system before they realize what it is that they truly, truly want. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be there waiting for them when they figure it out. You know, that's obviously up to you. But I just feel like that's just a part of being a human. Human beings have egos, and sometimes we can act very narcissistically, and sometimes people can snap out of that and learn from it and be humbled, and sometimes people take it to the extreme and they just go off the deep end and they're careless and they don't care who they hurt, and they don't grow as a human. So I just feel like for number one, you're dealing with somebody who's just maybe not as mature as you are to come together and be together right now. But this path should be leading towards something more successful at a later date. And of course, I'm not suggesting that you guys just sit around and take this or wait. Definitely live your life. And I really like this because it says you being the humanitarian, like in your human experience, this is about you putting yourself out there in the world and maybe donating your time or hanging out with other people or doing other things, focusing on bettering yourself while perhaps this person is doing their thing too. So you don't want to put your life on hold or anything like that. You definitely want to also have that human experience. And I think that that's what that message means. Okay. All right. What else do we need to know here? We have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate goal at the very end. It's like growing old together, being together in the end. So it's this long-term investment, maybe even like, moving in together. So if people aren't ready, we can't really push this. We can't really just make people want this immediately. They're either going to want the same things as us. They're either going to want to, put that work and time and dedication into this and have that commitment and make that commitment to you, or they're just not going to. And so I feel like with time, you guys, you're going to be able to tell whether this person is serious or whether or not they're just kind of maybe a temporary fixture in your life. I just feel like as the seasons change, so especially spring and summer, I feel like you guys are going to know something without a shadow of a doubt. You're going to have answers. It might even be too, and I'm just going to put this out there, it might even be that there is an arrival of a new person in your life that causes you to either think about things differently, see things differently. Might just be a temporary situation, but it's really going to give you some food for thought. It's really going to perhaps, give you some kind of strength or courage to set boundaries or to just mature as a person yourself. So there could be arrivals of friends or even other lovers in the mix, and we're learning something with these people in this situation. So some sort of lesson is being learned from other people perhaps, or just other experiences. So we definitely don't want to stop living our lives, because when we do that, we're not really evolving or growing. So why don't we take a look and see what is your person's current shadow or major blockage right now when it comes to you and this connection. All right, what is this energy here? What is this major blockage when it comes to you and this connection? Okay, we have head full of lies. I run from the words that you say. Interesting. So this could be an indication that some of you guys are dealing with someone who has ran away from you. It may be that they are not wanting to speak to you right now, and that's part of the challenge, because they know that you're calling them on something and they might not want to deal with it, which that Page of Cups sorry, again, can be someone who's kind of immature. They're just a little too immature to actually, communicate in a proper way. So they're running from something that you're saying. They don't want to face something. It's like they're filling their own head full of lies, and they're trying to believe their own lies, but that won't last, is what I'm seeing here. It won't last. You can only lie to yourself so much. Okay, hermit mode, locking down. kind of isolation, isolating themselves. The Hermit is connected to the sign of Virgo, okay? So this individual is kind of like locking down and going into this hermit. That's how they're dealing with their shadow right now. They're actually running away from their shadow. They're running away from the truth, or maybe they're not wanting to face you yet because they don't know how to perhaps admit that they lied, etc. So there could be like a major situation here. Okay, there's that Strength card again. So after Leo, we go into Virgo. So I am seeing the season rolling out here. So spring, summer, and right after August, we've got September, which is going to be Virgo season. So it's like kind of end of summer, early fall there. So this, to me, as the seasons roll out, this should it should be as clear as day to you, the viewer, as to what you're going to deal with, what you're not going to deal with, or is this really the person that you think that you're dealing with? Like, you're going to know something, I feel, without a shadow of a doubt. And we do have the Four of Cups, and what I want to tell you is that your person is really jaded. Your person is really jaded, and they actually have a lot of pain with that sorrow energy. That's Cups energy, emotions. They have a lot of emotional hurts. And so a lot of the things that they're saying or doing, or things that they have said and done, is of course about them. It's not about you. And it doesn't mean that you should just excuse that behavior, but really try not to personalize it so much, because at the end of the day, it's not really about you. It's a reflection about how they feel about themselves or their unresolved trauma, pain, and issues. Okay? So it's almost like they're just so jaded with all the things that have happened to them from their past that they're hardening themselves. They're kind of like caging themselves now. They're quarantining themselves. This is a real isolation tactic. This is someone that uses their pain as a weapon, or they use it as a shield so they don't have to be hurt ever again. So you're dealing with someone who has some major conflict and issues within themselves that they may or may not realize, but I feel like in time you're going to be able to tell. So why don't we see what your person's messages are to you? What do they want you to know right now? What are their messages to you? Oh God, it looks like I had a card that was upside down. Here we go. All right. Here's your person's message to you. 13 beaches. It hurts to love you, but I still love you. Okay, so to me, that is very significant for what just came through. Your person, right? Now, the Four of Cups, what I also, I actually didn't say this, that it can be a rejection, like someone rejects you, but it's because they're rejecting some part of themselves. So it hurts to love you, but this person does still love you. Even though they don't want to, they do still feel something for you. So that's what they want you to know. And that's by no means to tell anyone, you need to hang on, you need to wait. But, you know, we're just seeing how this person feels. And that's what they're feeling. I know it might be too late by the time I figure things out. So your individual is more than aware that, and doesn't think that you're just going to sit around and wait around for them. So I don't think that their ego is that huge to think that you might not meet someone else, or that, you know, somehow they're just so fantastic and great that you're just going to put your life on hold for them. I don't think that they're thinking that. I really don't. But of course, the number 13 is death. So they realize that their behavior, or the way that they're handling the situation with you right now, could be the death of this situation with you, as in it might be too late by the time I actually grow up and figure this out. And what's going to happen, you guys, is that they're still going to feel love for you, but it might be too late. So we have, I just wasn't ready for you. But see, at the end of the day, your person still can't change where they're at in their healing, you know? So it does suck, but that's just where they're at this time. So if it's a part of your destiny to come back together, I feel like you guys will. So yes, this person is still kind of searching and trying to figure out who they are. I'm still trying to find myself. I'm still in this Page of Cups mode of trying to mature and figure out who I am. So I'm still on this journey right now, is what I'm seeing for your person. And that's what they really want you to know. So they do still love you, and their actions aren't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them trying to search and figure out things for themselves, and just not being ready right now. That's what they want you to know. Okay. So now let's see, let's take a look and see let's see what their perception is of how you feel towards them. So like, what does this person actually think that you are thinking right now? What are they thinking that you're thinking? How do they think you view them in this situation? Okay, so they see you as knowing that they still need to learn something. And that might be because they've told you this, or you're a smart person, you just know that this individual might not be ready. It's like they're still learning to try to freaking ride a bike. You also know that there's something about the words or the lack of words that they have. That might not be their strong suit. So they know that they know that you understand that they might not be that kind of person that can really talk or describe to you what they're thinking or they're feeling. They know that maybe you feel that their communication skills are just not that strong. Wow, and we have image mirror. Also, they know that you know that right now they're looking at that mirror and they don't like what they see. So they assume that you basically are onto their shit, which is why some of you guys might be dealing with someone that is hiding from you or not wanting to speak to you, because if they see you or talk to you or have a conversation with you, it's like it forces them to have to look in the mirror, and that's really hard for them. And it actually makes them feel less than, because you could be the type of person where you're really articulate, you're really in touch with your emotions, your feelings, and also, you're not hiding anything, and you've done a lot of work on yourself, and they know this. And so being in your presence could cause this individual to feel very low, as in they don't feel worthy, or it reminds them of how much work they actually need to do, or like, wow, I don't think I'm going to be able to make you happy because I'm lacking those skills. So they kind of look at you as a person that is very eloquent and very mature, and you know who you are and you know what you want, but at the same time, seeing you and talking to you reminds them just how ready they aren't. So that's why it's very important that you don't personalize what this person is either saying or doing here. So we also have the Four of Swords, healing and recovery. And so this is, again, if you have pulled back from this person or this person isn't speaking to you, it's almost like, it's not that they don't think that you're upset about this, but they feel like you also know that that's what you guys need. You guys need some space. You guys need some time apart. You guys need some time to heal and recover. And it's kind of like if they have shared something with you pretty dark, like they've had a traumatic childhood or they have a lot of issues, they know that you know this about them and know that they need to recover, that they need time. Temperance energy. This is Sagittarius energy. So this is about divine timing. It's also about healing and also being patient and understanding. So they're not necessarily looking at you as someone who doesn't understand them or get them. It's like they know that you do get them. And again, it's not like they expect you to wait for them, but they almost in a way assume that you're just kind of accepting things for how they are right now, like it is what it is. They don't see you or feel that you're fighting against this or trying to push against this. So to me, it's very calm energy, actually. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. That's really beautiful. The Nine of Pentacles, of course, is a card of self-improvement, finding oneself, spending time on your own, and just kind of independently doing your own thing. So this person's just, I guess, perception of how you feel or see things is that you're actually going to be okay, and that you're not just desperately waiting for them to return. So I really like to see this for you guys, because I just don't see an individual that's full of themselves thinking that they just can just do whatever they want, take however long they want. I'm actually getting quite the opposite. So this is a parting message from their higher self to you. Okay, So this individual is using music as a way to pour their heart out to you. So if they cannot talk to you right now for whatever reason, they're using music. So you guys could be musically inclined, or maybe they are, or it could just be like there's certain songs that you're hearing and you just know without a shadow of a doubt that that is your person's message to you. And these are the things that maybe they can't say. So in a way, Spirit is orchestrating you hearing the song so that way you can really understand how your person is feeling. And we have the Queen of Swords. And so this Queen of Swords here, it's kind of like, I know you need to be the Queen of Swords. I know that you need to be strong. I know that you need to keep your boundaries and your guard up with me because either I've hurt you or because I am someone that could possibly hurt you. So I'm proud of you for being the strong Queen of Swords. So feel what my heart feels through song. You will know how I really truly feel about you through the songs that you hear. And we do know that your person did say here that they do love you. Okay. It hurts to love you, but they still have love for you. So you are in their heart. And of course, the songs that came up today, we do have the Head Full of Lies, and we also have the 13 Beaches. And so I do have a Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine song list, playlist, so be sure to check that out for those particular songs. So that's a really beautiful message from your person's higher self to you. They know that you need to be the Queen of Swords with them and be strong and hold healthy boundaries, but their heart is communicating to you through music. That's awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get some charms. Okay. So I'm going to pull out, these are my charm cards. And so I want to see if there's any repeated patterns here. So we're going to get a charm chest. And so this is like my little treasure chest. And we're just going to see what we need to know with the charms. Just going to get a little scoop here. A little charm bag. Here we go. All right. What are some final messages that we need to know about this situation? Okay, so we have the rocking horse. The rocking horse, you guys, is childhood trauma. Okay, so somebody's past is definitely a factor here. And this is something where, you know, someone may have just a lot of childhood wounds and trauma still. And so it's not an excuse, but it's certainly a factor here. Okay, we also have this bow, and the bow is style. It's not someone's style. So somebody has a real, like they have this image about themselves. I'm just not the kind of person that does this, or I'm not the kind of person that does that. It's just, this is my style. So you kind of have someone that is looking at themselves. So their image of themselves is, I just don't have, I don't wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. So they're just kind of accepting where they're at, unfortunately. And that might also be one of the reasons that it's hard to change. So we have this conch shell. And of course, this is about an announcement. Okay. So there could be some sort of message, and we did get that that message earlier. I think it was the Twitter, right? It doesn't have to be on Twitter, like, you know, the Twitter birds, but social media. There could be an announcement on the horizon. So if there is no communication right now, this could be a future, like a forecast that conversation will be had in the future. Okay, maybe just not right now. So we have the little piggy bank and the pig here. So this is about savings. So this is also about someone who's kind of like saving up, maybe reserving their strength, or saving up for a rainy day, or saving up for a better time. So it might be, again, that temperance card, which is the timing isn't really 100% ideal for me to come forward and to fix this or to communicate right now, but it is something I'm thinking about. We also have the scarecrow, and the scarecrow is about protection. I almost am getting this from your person. I'm protecting you from me. I am not good for you right now, so I'm protecting you from me. I'm glad that you're the Queen of Swords. You need to be the Queen of Swords with me because I will only bring you pain. I'm getting that. We also have this beautiful handing over a heart. So yes, this person does have love for you, and they do want to be able to show you that love. And I feel like they're going to show you that love either through a message or some sort of gesture. It's just, unfortunately, it's not right now. We also have this dress, which is about like trying things on, playing dress up, playing a role. So it might be that right now your person's role is just kind of like this individual who's this Page of Cups that doesn't seem to really have a care in the world. It just kind of seems like they don't really care all that much, but it's just dress up. It's a role that they're playing right now. It's not really truly who they are. Okay. And then the last one here. Oh, no, we actually have one more. So we've got that's beautiful. This right here is just basically saying that spirit is assisting this connection, really helping this person to heal, for one, and really guiding the both of you to move forward in a positive way with each other, because obviously there's something special here and you guys do have a lot of feelings for one another. There will at least be maybe an apology or lack of closure, and spirit is trying to orchestrate that. Or even that reconciliation, because the temperance can represent reconciliation. And now we have this Christmas tree, which of course is winter. It's winter. It's also a gift exchange. So I feel like with this handing this heart, right? With that plus this bow, right? It's like, to me, it's like maybe a gift. Could be around a holiday. Now we did get the spring energy. And I feel like we got it was an indication of Easter. So there could be some kind of holiday where someone pops through with the message with just kind words and pretty much just, that's when you hear from them. And sometimes when holidays roll around, or just days or seasons that are meaningful, people start thinking about that sort of thing with each other. So I just feel like as the seasons change, something is bound to change and shift in this connection as well, you guys. So that is what I have for you, for those of you that chose number 1. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to move on into number 2. All right, you guys. So if you chose number 2, this yellow citrine nude orgonite, let's go ahead and get your messages. So we're going to grab some cards just to kind of see, is this your energy? Are you in the right place? If it doesn't sound like your story or your person, then definitely go ahead and choose either number 1 or 3. So let's see what we need to know here. Let's go ahead and go into the energy. What is the energy of this connection? What is the energy of what's gone down between the two of you guys? Let's take this. Let's take a look here. Whoa. Okay, so you and this individual could have cut ties with each other. Maybe you cut ties with them, they cut ties with you, but there has been some sort of parting of the ways I'm seeing immediately right out of the gate. So if you're not in separation with this person, it might not be for you, even though this reading was based on soul connections in separation or challenge. But yeah, there's definitely been a cutting of ties here. And we have hanging in the balance. This is kind of like that hanged man. So things have been hanging in the balance maybe for quite some time. Maybe things are somewhat stuck in this pattern. And we have eggs in one basket. Interesting. So of course that's connected to spring, Easter, April. But putting all of our eggs into one person's basket. So this could be that, this really, really hurt, or it really sucked because we put everything into this. Maybe this person put everything into this, but whatever happened here, whatever went down, when the ties were broken, it really caused us to feel stuck. It really caused us to feel like, whoa, what just happened? So I'm definitely getting here a painful parting of the ways, a situation that might not have been super pleasant, okay? And now it could have been a lack of someone putting all of their eggs into one basket. Somebody may have said things like, I can't commit, or that's just not my style, or whatever. And that might be something that caused the demise here. Someone refused to just hone in on just you, or to just date you. It might be that they wanted to keep their options open, and that just kind of left you hanging, and you didn't like that, rightly so. And you're just kind of like, I'm out of here. This isn't going to work for me. So that could be the story as well. Okay, we have masculine energy. This could be somebody that you see as your masculine, okay? Or this could just be somebody who's really in this masculine energy, where, they just kind of feel like, they've got to take some sort of power or control in this situation. And maybe they're even abusing their power, I'm seeing in somebody's story. We have yes or no. Yeah, to me, it's like there's too much of a wishy-washy energy here. Yes or no, yes or no. Dealing with somebody that wasn't sure about you, dealing with somebody that didn't want to just put all of their eggs into your basket. A masculine, perhaps, that wanted to keep his options open, kind of like, I'm too much of a catch. It's just like that ego, macho type of energy I'm getting with this masculine, So this could be a situation from the past where somebody was just kind of full of themselves. They just like thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. I mean, who knows what happened when they got there, but they were just kind of unsure about you and this connection. And maybe their behavior towards you that made you also question, like, is this person my masculine, or is this person the person for me? So there's like a lot of like confused energy here. Wow, look at this. So I'm seeing first of all, it says pendulum, and we have two hearts that are on this chain. And this one, of course, says mine, possessiveness. Somebody wanted to own someone, or somebody wanted someone to be just theirs. And the other person did not agree, or they were not ready to just put their eggs into one basket. So just take that as it resonates, you guys. I mean, this could have been somebody who was kind of like super jealous or possessive with you, and that might be why you needed to cut ties with them. Or it could be maybe they didn't want to just commit to you, so you had to cut ties with them. And that's what I'm seeing. So if that doesn't resonate so far, that might not be your category today. Okay, that's that King of Wands. To me, this is very much this masculine energy. That's the King of Wands is Leo. Leo is definitely king of the jungle, masculine energy, somebody who's very attractive. So what I want to say, you guys, is whoever this masculine is that you're dealing with, because that's how I'm reading number 2, very attractive person, Leo. But they know it. They know they're really good looking. They know that they have this magnetic vibe. They know that they have a lot of people looking at them that want them. And I just feel like your person was not able to completely choose you because they had all of these other eggs that they were looking at, and it was just too alluring for them, right? Or too many people were trying to, be with them. And so they had, in a way, when they were with you or spending time with you, they could have chosen you. But I'm also seeing that they may have been kind of allured by another situation, and maybe they should have said no to it, but they didn't. They gave into that craving. They gave into their ego. They gave into that side of themselves, and they did something here. And that might be one of the reasons that you had to cut ties with them, or they could have even like sabotaged this and cut ties with you. So there's definitely something going on here. Somebody very much in their head and their ego. Yeah, remember the whole pendulum? I'm weighing yes or no, yes or no. 7 of keys, 7 of pentacles, weighing options. I'm not sure. Do I want to continue to invest in this, or do I want to pull out and do something else? So I feel like you and this individual were kind of like on the same page for a little bit. You were like building towards either a commitment or a relationship, and then somehow someone pulled out here, and it really just created like a side swipe, like, whoa, I feel completely blindsided here. And I'm also getting to that it's maybe kept you stuck for so long, the person watching this video, because you don't understand, like, how could you guys be on this path and everything was great, and then all of a sudden they just shift gears and they flip the switch and everything is different. And so some of you guys could still be hung up on this individual or this person, even in separation, because it's like, I don't get what happened here, right? So there could be a lack of closure with this person. With the 7 of flames. Yeah, so to me, it's like, it says back off. And that possessive energy. So I'm going to read this in the mindset that you and this individual got together, a lot of passion, a lot of fire here. You thought you had something. They were playing into it as well. You guys were on the same page, perhaps in the beginning, and then all of a sudden something started happening here, and they started pushing you away. They had other options. Other things were in the field that looked glittery and fun, and they wanted to go towards those and basically have it all. And you were like, yeah, this isn't going to work for me. So you decided to pull back your energy and not continue to fight for this, or not continue to chase this person. I feel like you've just pulled away at this point, you guys. That's what I'm seeing here. And if you didn't and you chased this person, this individual may have gotten to a point where they were very abrupt and very almost hardcore with you, and basically told you, don't bother me, or I'm not into you, or just really said some very harsh things to you. Just take that if it resonates. And this has now caused you to feel like, wow, what the hell just happened? I don't even understand. So you could have really lost a lot of sleep over this person as well. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. We have the Nurse. So to me, it's kind of like you may have wanted to save this person. You may have seen this individual as someone who's really broken or just kind of damaged, or, just maybe very challenging. So you could be like that type of individual that wants to help, right? You want to help, you want to nurture. But this just say, don't worry, it's just a scratch. Well, it doesn't feel that way I'm seeing here. It does not feel like just a scratch. It actually feels like a freaking wound, like a stab in the back. It says this miracle worker is here to emphasize that you're going to be okay. The battle is almost over. So this person in this situation obviously didn't kill you at the end of the day, right? It might have felt like death for some of you guys, but it didn't kill you. You've been able to nurse yourself back to health. You didn't completely lose yourself here. Like maybe you made a fool of yourself in the beginning, or maybe you did certain things that you're not proud of, but guess what? You're working on getting you back. You're working on nursing your wounds here. And even if this person hasn't apologized or tried to make wrongs right, it doesn't matter. The nurse is here to basically say you're going to be okay. And I think that that's a really beautiful message. All right, what else? Nine of Cups. So I'm getting a couple of things here. I do feel like some of you guys, when you met this person, you really felt like you hit the jackpot. Like, wow, like this is your dream person. I feel so good when I'm around this person. And what I want to say, you guys, is that this person actually felt this way towards you in the beginning, but something shifted. We also have the King of Wands here again. Something shifted. It's almost like they got too big for their britches. They were too high on their horse. They let something get to their head. Their ego really got to their head, and they thought that they could have it all. But something ended up getting screwed up here with the two of you. And so I just feel like it's hanging and now in the balance, like you guys both have this unfinished business with each other, and it's just really unfortunate. So they obviously feel that unfinished business too. So if that doesn't sound like your story, may not be number 2 for you. But if it does sound like your story, let's now start to go into the layers here. Let's see what your person's biggest just kind of blockage, shadow, or maybe fear is when it comes to you in this connection. Okie dokie, your person is haunted. It says haunting. I tried to wash you away, but you just won't leave. Woo! So they're haunted by their actions in the past. Now, they may also have been very, like I said, and I picked this up for some of you guys, they might have been very nasty to you. They tried to literally just kind of like wash you away and just like forget about you and make you feel less than, like you were just nothing to them. It was really crummy the way that this person may have treated some of you guys. They tried to wash you away, but actually your energy did not leave them. The memory, just everything. So this is very much a shared experience that both of you guys are now kind of have this lack of closure, and it's just still something that's just kind of hanging somewhere in time and space, unresolved. So your person is definitely still feeling something here. What did I say? The nurse said it's just a scratch. And you know what I said? Feels like a freaking knife in the back. Okay, so the 10 of Torment is 10 of Swords. This person's actually haunted by their actions towards you, or the way that they ended things with you, if that is your story. Or maybe even the way that you like cut ties with them, right? Because it says cut, final cut, the way that you like cut them out. I'm also getting this scenario too, you guys, that if this person was acting a certain way towards you, okay, and you were kind of putting up with it for a while, and then all of a sudden you're like, no. And you had the final cut in this situation. This really got to this person. It really got to this person because maybe they didn't think that you had it in you to like leave them. Maybe they didn't think that you had it in you to like be done with them. Because remember, this individual, they're very good looking. Okay? They're very good looking. And they know it. Very, very egotistical person I'm seeing here for number 2. And they're not used to people being done with them. So if you had the strength and the courage to finally cut this person out, you're like one of the only people that have done this to them. And it's in their energy field now. Okay? It's in their energy field now, and they don't like it. So listen to that song, you guys, Haunting by Halsey. These songs that are coming through today are in my masculine and feminine playlists. So make sure that you look at those. But yeah, that's how they feel about you. All right. What else? Yeah, they took you for granted big time. 6 of Pentacles. So the way that they treated you or what you gave them isn't exactly how they gave back to you, and they know it. And so they're sitting with that memory. They're sitting with that energy. They're haunted by the way that they treated you because they know the way that they treated you wasn't the best. Oh, man. 4 of Pentacles. Now they can't let that go. 4 of Pentacles, you guys, means I'm still holding on to something. I'm like a prisoner of this haunting experience. And now I'm like kind of stuck. So that hanging in the balance, hangman energy, I feel really depicts your situation with this individual. I mean, obviously you're still haunted too, which is probably why you're watching this video. But hey, your person's just as haunted as you are, but for different reasons. Damn. Okay. Well, that's what we have so far. So let's see what your person's message is to you. Okay, what do they want you to know? What do they want you to know? What's their message to you? Just about this whole situation. Lie. If you don't love me no more, then lie. Wow. Okay. So it could be that there was a lie here, right? You may have, what's the word I'm looking for? Confronted this person with a lie. Like, do you feel this way? And then they lied. So this is also another thing that they're really, really thinking about. They want to tell you, obviously, that, they're sorry for lying to you. I'm picking that up. I'm sorry that I couldn't be more honest with you at the time with how I was really feeling. So they're wanting to say that. Ooh, this person actually has learned a lesson from karma. It says karma is a bitch and I finally got mine. So the way that this individual may have lied to you or treated you, they've actually experienced a similar hurt and betrayal with someone else. And when they experienced this, it really hit them hard with what they did to you. Okay? So that's probably why your person is now kind of sitting in this energy, is because perhaps they realize, what a jackass they were or how full of themselves they were at the time. And now they're seeing things a little bit differently because that is how we learn. We learn through experience. And I just feel like your person has had some experiences in other situations and it has taught them a thing or two. It's brought them to their humble knees. And it's kind of like, wow, maybe I'm not all that and a bag of chips, right? And now we have you are irreplaceable. So they do see your unique uniqueness now. Maybe they couldn't back then, but they certainly see your uniqueness now. Like you were a unique person. You were someone that maybe they shouldn't have treated this way. You were someone that didn't deserve what happened, and you were actually really special, and they haven't really been able to replace you. So when you guys did come together and you experienced this, attraction and magic and everything that was there originally, they have not been able to find that with another person. So you're very significant, and you stand out in their mind as a very unique experience. And our connection does still affect me. I mean, when I see this person here, because I'm getting like this picture, they're very affected here. They're very affected by this connection still. So that's what they want you to know today. Why don't we go ahead and see what they think you think, basically. Like, how do they think you're viewing them and this situation? What do they assume that they think they know about you? How about that? And the way that you're seeing them or seeing the situation. Okay, so we have gift, Santa. Interesting. If you and this individual have some sort of a connection to Christmas time, as in you spent a holiday together, or maybe you guys took a lot of pictures together, it's kind of like they assume that you remember them, and that you assume, or they assume that you remember the good times that you guys shared, or that you have photos of them that you look at or something like that. And we have inner guidance. So they might also feel like you have a flame still lit for them. They might just assume this. And, early on, I got a lot of messages about this person's ego, like they're just so full of themselves, right? Where like they just think that you're never going to forget about them. It's not quite that. I feel like with the beard here, there's been a level of maturity. And so this could be a connection that, where we cut ties away from this person quite some time ago. And so as the seasons have passed, and maybe even some of you, the years have gone by, this person does remember you, and they do assume that you remember them too, and that there is some sort of like inner feelings that you are still holding on to just like them. So they actually assume that you look at them the same as they look at you. And we have that gift, and what that means is that you're something special. You're like a unique gift. You're something that you, for them, you're a representation of some kind of epiphany or realization or understanding or change or healing. And they kind of assume that maybe they've been that way for you too. So there's that assumption here that you feel the way that they do too. They definitely feel like you guys are thinking the same. Okay. They might also be like relying on their intuition, and their intuition and their higher self actually tells them this about you, that you still care for them, that you're aware of them just like they're aware of you. There could be like this spiritual situation going on with them as well. Maybe they're a spiritual person and they're connecting with you in a spiritual way. Wow. Okay. It says divine partnership. So this individual might see you now as someone who is like a divine partner. They also assume that you see them as this person too. So, yeah. Like, but you guys, or at least they, didn't get it until just after they lost you or after this upset. And we have the Queen of Wands. And so I really like to see that. And we did see the King of Wands in this reading in the very beginning. So to me, this is like a counterpart situation. This person's the King of Wands. You're the Queen of Wands. You're very confident. You're very magnetic. You're very much in a way now kind of like on their level. Okay. I don't want to make this person sound like an egotistical, pompous ass, but they may not have seen you before as someone that was like good enough, or that you didn't have enough education, or that you didn't have a great standing in life, or you didn't have a lot or whatever. But now that they've been kind of brought to their humble knees through karma, they're not so full of themselves anymore. But the thing is, you may have risen. You may have really come into your power. And you're no longer that little puppy dog maybe you once were. You're no longer desperately hanging on to them. Remember, I feel like for number 2, you guys did not chase after this person. Or if you did, you cut that behavior off and you just went on with your life. So in some sort of way, this individual still has fire burning for you. You obviously have fire burning for them, or else you wouldn't be watching this video. And kind of like there's this like counterpart energy now between the two of you, where you're both thinking and feeling the same. And we have these two faces here. We also have the number 11 here. So you guys might also be connected to this like whole twin flame thing, or maybe there's like a lot of understanding about that, or kind of like thinking about that or something. And so that, yeah, they assume that you feel the same way towards them. They assume that you see them as a counterpart. So that's very interesting. Very interesting information here. So anyways, let's go ahead and get a message from their higher self to you. What does their higher self want you to know? Everything I see points back to you, belonging. And we have another number 11 here. So they could be seeing a lot of numbers or a lot of signs that connect them back to you. So no matter where they're at or what's going on in their world, it's almost like your energy is constantly around them and haunting them. And it constantly brings them back to you, thinking about you, feeling like, what does this mean? Do we belong together? Were you the person I was supposed to be with, but even though I sabotaged it long ago? So there's some kind of message about that. And we have the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords can be a couple of things here. The Page of Swords is communication. So this individual could be using telepathy as a way to communicate to you, kind of like sending you signs. There can also be signs on social media. I do see the Page of Swords can be like that social media card. So they could be putting things on social media or not putting things on social media as a sign to you for something if you guys are looking at each other on social media. But I just feel at the end of the day, this person is sending things from their higher self to you, letting you know that they're looking back at you, that they feel the way that you feel. Like they're a mirror, I guess, in some way to what you're experiencing. Like they're going through the same things. That's just what I'm seeing. So very, very interesting. So now we're going to go ahead and get those charms. So since these are my charm cards, I'm going to put these out to see if there's any repeats that come through. So we're going to open up this little chest. So we're going to get a little charm or a chest full of charms, see what we need to know. So we're going to just do a little scoop here, see what we need to know. All right. Okay, so we have this beautiful rose. That's feminine's energy. So remember we had the masculine earlier, now we have feminine. This person could see you as a beautiful, just divine partner, feminine to them, their counterpart. So the counterpart energy is coming up again. We also have this rubber duck. So that rubber duck, right, is floating in the water, and it's also like a little child's duck. It's a little childhood toy. So this could be an indication here that there is some sort of childhood energy here, like this sense of, you know, just the way things used to be, fond memories. And so this to me is like the camera where it brings us back to fond memories of one another, right? And then we have this little candy, and that's about sweet. So sweets. This is about, you know, just really enjoying some sort of sweet energy here. Like I'm still sweet on you, or there could be, you know, you guys really enjoyed sweet treats together or something like that. So there could be something in the energy field about that as well. So we have the astrological sign here of Aries. So that fiery energy here. We also are going to be going into Aries season, going March 21st, I believe we're going into Aries season. So that, of course, could be an indication of timing here. Maybe that might be when this person pops back into your life. But Aries is very confident. Aries is the Emperor. It's also the Queen of Wands. So I feel like they definitely see you as somebody who is very strong and very dominant and very fiery and very strong. And I just feel like that's their memory of you. Even if you didn't act that way, it's like they're seeing you like that now. And that's something that they find very beautiful. Maybe they couldn't appreciate that before, but I feel like this individual appreciates you now. We also have this little nurse. Remember we had the nurse that came through? Heart. Okay, so let me just go back to that, because that was the archetype that came through, the nurse. And now we have it coming through again, the nurse's hat with the heart. I feel like this individual knows that you have healed. They know that you have mended your heart and taken care of you. They also know that you tried to help them and maybe even save them. And maybe they didn't want that before, but they can certainly appreciate it now that perhaps they're a little bit more mature, or that now everything is said and done. So it's like appreciating it. Now we have robot. And so robot is about being robotic. It's about just kind of like getting through things. And even though we have this heart full, like we're just still not really doing what we want to do with this. So I feel like this is an indication here that your individual is still kind of like going through their everyday life, and they're showing up and doing what they need to do. They might even be with another person, but they're kind of robotic because they still have feelings for you. So they're not quite being themselves. We have Z. So that could be a significant letter, but I also see like the Z is like Z's, tired, sleeping. So you and this individual could dream about each other a lot, or it could just be like they feel like they're just kind of sleepy and they really feel alive when the two of you are together. This is Day of the Dead, and this is November 1st. So there could be a significant connection to Halloween, or November, or just that time of year, which would be autumn. So that could be very significant to your connection. But the Day of the Dead, though, is about remembering. So it means like we've lost someone, yet we remember them with the memories. We remember this person. So this person remembers you for sure. And we have baby feet, and this is about baby steps, but it's also about an impression. You've made an impression in my life. Okay. And even though I might have been like a baby, a child, when we came together, you have definitely affected my life, and I'm still affected by this connection. And then we have the lipstick, which is evidence. So of course, lipstick on the collar, evidence, right? Evidence of something. You may have found something out about this person. You may have seen some sort of evidence, and you had to cut ties with them. So they're telling you, I know that you did this. I know that, or I needed to skip out of your life before you found out more. So there's like this hiding energy here, maybe not wanting to hurt you, but obviously the evidence is there. You can't change it. So you just, have to bail. And I just feel like maybe someone just stepped out here and didn't really explain themselves. So there's like this lack of closure. But what I'm also getting to is that there is evidence of you all around this person's energy field. And there's evidence that they still care about you, if that helps you today. And I feel like they're going to make it evident at some point in this life that they do still care about you, even though right now it kind of seems like they're being a little robotic and they're not coming through and telling you, but they're very much still connected to your memory and still very plugged into your energy. And that's what we have for you guys today. So I really, really hope that these messages resonated with you. And if not, no worries. You guys can always choose number 1 or 3. So we're going to go ahead and go into number 3 right now. All right, you guys, so if you chose number 3, we're going to go ahead and get into the energy of this connection just to see if you're in the right place. So if something isn't resonating with you right off the bat, it might be an indication that you need to choose either number 1 or 2, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the energy is of this connection with this person. Maybe what went down before, your history with this individual, etc. Let's go ahead and see what we need to know. Okay, so we have resolution. So there could, of course, be a connection to New Year's, right? It might even be that maybe you and this individual have started over and you made resolutions to resolve your issues and to try again. So this could be like a back and forth situation where you've tried time and time again, but yet you find yourself either still in separation with this person or in a challenge with this person again. All right, so there's that. What else? Ghost of the possible future. Interesting. So it's like we're having a hard time even getting there. So you guys may have resolved things to try to get back on track, only to end up at that grave energy again, which is it's over again. So this is the kind of connection where you may have gone back and forth, or this has ended and there is now this like mourning for what could have been. Like, gosh, there was so much potential. We had all of these dreams, but yet it's like it's buried, it's in the past, it's in the grave, it's 6 feet under. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Somebody could have a really, really big physique. Somebody could be very physically into their body or health or fitness. So that could be another thing. Somebody could even be Irish, of course. But we also have culture. Okay, so there's like a specific culture that is maybe even a cultural difference, or someone who's very much into their culture. This could also be someone who's very much into, attention, right? Kiss me. Right? Very much into just, you can see this individual, he looks very cheeky, he looks very kind of sure of himself, and maybe wanting to be single and to strut his stuff like, hey, look at me kind of thing. So someone that might need a lot of attention. So I'm seeing that there is some kind of energy surrounding that. So let's go ahead and keep building here. What is this energy? Okay, so we have very soon. Watch very soon. So there could be some sort of timing here of something that we're watching to see if something's going to happen. Could be that you're watching this person or they're watching you, and so we're watching and we're like anticipating that something's going to happen very soon with this person, or with what we're seeing, we just feel like something's going to happen. So there's that anticipation with timing. And we have winter. So it could be winter for you guys right now, which technically would still be March's energy. So St. Patty's Day is coming up on the 17th of this month, which is still winter here in the States. So that could be significant to somebody, but I feel like there's going to be something perhaps around St. Patty's Day or in this month of March where you're going to see something. And it's going to help you perhaps to understand, or it might be that this individual reaches out to you during this month of March, or maybe on St. Patty's Day. That could be a connection there too. All right, what else do we need to know? We have the 10 of arrows, 10 of swords. So I definitely feel like this connection has ended at some point. You guys have tried to resolve the matter, but then we had that grave, the ghost of the future. It's like we can't get to the future because we've ended things, right? So there could be that sadness that things have ended, that we couldn't get there. We couldn't make the future happen. We do have the Queen of Cups, though, and that's Cancer's energy. I feel like there's a feminine in this situation that continues to keep this person in her heart space. She has a warm space for this person's heart. Or she has this individual in her heart space, wanting to protect, keep her warm. Now, you can see here in this picture, she's pregnant. So it's almost like, like keeping a baby safe, nurturing the baby, this incubation stage. So something is like growing, but it's not actually hatched yet. So there could be a person in this connection who is nurturing, waiting for something. And we have the Two of Cups, which she sees this person as her partner. And I feel also too that this individual knows that this queen is the person either for him or feels a connection with him, but it might be that he's too busy working on himself. He's too busy trying to resolve his issues, because that could be the resolution too. And maybe very soon this is going to get worked out. Maybe there is going to be a reconciliation where you guys can partner up and come together as individuals and actually start moving forward in a productive way. So I feel like March, or it could just be maybe even sometime in these next, like the seasons as they progress, things are going to start shifting and changing. I think that actually came up in number 1. All right, what else do we need to know? Let's get an archetype here. We have the Soldier. Okay, so the Soldier is like military, doesn't have to be military though, but this is about someone who is maybe training. So, again, this guy with this muscles, weight training, militant, structured, something like that. But just when you were ready to give up, the Soldier is here to keep your spirits up. The trials will be tough, but keep going. You're almost there. Interesting. You and this individual may have gone through a lot together. Like you may have gone back and forth or have gone through some just like crazy things. And just when you're about ready to give up, it's almost like you get a sign that maybe it's not completely over. Maybe there is still something here. Maybe there's something worth saving. Maybe there's something worth working for. So it could be that you're almost there. Watch very soon. Watch. Things are about ready to change with this individual. There's something about ready to shift here. So that's the archetype coming through. The Soldier. It's about being disciplined and hanging in there. And we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the counterpart. So in number 2, we had the counterparts. We had the counterparts of the Queen and King of Wands. And now we have the Queen and King of Cups in this reading. And then we had the Two of Cups. We also had that in number 2. So number 2 and 3 can be connected, but this King of Cups is a Scorpio. So we have Scorpio and Cancer here. But this is someone who is very admirable, right? Their actions speak volumes. It's not just stuff that they're saying. They're actually taking the steps and they mean what they say, and they're showing you how they feel with their actions. So this to me is someone who is maturing, somebody who is working into this role of the King of Cups, somebody who loves who they are and they love themselves, and because they've worked on themselves, they can finally let you in and love you too. So if you've had major issues with this individual in the past, I feel like there's an opportunity for you guys to experience a death and transformation, hence Scorpio's energy, okay? Because there's a Two of Cups here. There are two people that have feelings for one another. And so not all may be lost in the end, but I feel like very soon you're going to see something and something's going to be revealed to you, and there might be an opportunity for you guys to resolve your issues either once again or once and for all. So if that sounds like your story, you guys, then you're in the right place. Okay, now let's see what blockages or shadows is this person in when it comes to you in this connection. Bringing on the heartbreak. You got the best of me. Wow. Okay. So this right here is something that your person is obviously feeling when it comes to you. There's been some heartbreak here between the two of you, but you did get the best of them. As in, they gave you the best that they could. Now, it might not have been good enough, okay? But you got something from them that they don't just give to anybody. You got something very unique and different. And so that's why they're saying this, you got the best of me. But we also have someone who they still feel like you've got some part of them. And that's a challenge for them because maybe they're not used to that. Maybe they're used to just kind of coming into people's lives and just moving on through and not really hanging on to energy. But we do have the High Priestess. High Priestess is connected to the moon. And to me, this is Pisces and Cancer. So we have a lot of watery energy coming through this reading here. But it says wicked ways. So the High Priestess, especially in this Dark Night of the Soul deck, is very much about someone who is hiding something. So there could have been a lot of heartbreak because of lies or deception or hiding things. It's like somebody's wicked ways got the best of them. I am seeing that. My shadow side, my wicked ways got the best of me. So it's in a way, it's like this person is trying to explain that whenever they decided to lie to you or hurt you, if that resonates. I'm not trying to say they're making an excuse here, but they are saying something such as, it just got a hold of me and I wasn't thinking. I leaned into that shadow and I went with it, and I didn't really think about how it was going to affect you. So that is something that troubles your person even today, is that they may have acted very wicked, and that might have been very difficult. Now, there could have also been a female around them that they saw was kind of like manipulative, and they couldn't say no to that person. That could be it as well. Now, we also have the Eight of Pentacles, abandoned ship. This person could have just literally abandoned you, just ghosted you, just stepped out of your life. You guys were building together, Eight of Pentacles. You guys were working together. You were working on a life, and then bam, they just abandoned it. They just left you. And of course, that falls under the category of wicked and like a wicked heartbreak, just absolute, utter devastation. There's the lie. Seven of Swords. Counterfeit. So, again, it's not an excuse, but it's like your person is saying that this got the best of me. This literally took me down. It ruined me. It ruined us. Okay? It ruined us. And I feel like they are sorry about this, because this is something that really put a wrench in your future. It put a wrench in your plans and all the things that you were trying to build. And we're just going to kind of see moving forward, like what they want to say about all of this. So let's get into it. What do they want to say about all of this now? Underneath the surface. Okay, so it says, you are not who you think you are. You are not who you think you are. Wow. So this is your person's explanation as to not really knowing who they think that they are. Who they thought they were back then is not actually who they are now. So there was a lot of crap underneath the surface for them. And it might be that throughout this time of either separation, or all this hurt that you guys have gone through, like they've really peeled back the layers and they're looking at who they truly are now. Okay. You've been in my dreams, subconscious. So even if this person isn't making a conscious effort or choice to speak to you or talk to you in the 3D world, they're certainly experiencing something on a subconscious level, as in their dreams or their thoughts. Okay. So that's what they want you to know, is that you have shown up in their dreams. And if you're dreaming of them, that means that's because they're thinking about you. Okay, we have, I'm trying to take responsibility for my actions right now. Please know this. So this individual knows that they may have done some things that maybe weren't on the up and up. And unfortunately, it's going to take some work on their part, and they will need to take responsibilities in order to fix this. So it's going to take some time and effort. So they might not be trying to consciously fix this right now, but on a subconscious level, something is working itself out in their energy field. I'm not the same person that you remember. So you are not who you think you are, and I'm not the same person that you remember. So there's a lot of confusion of who this individual presented themselves to you as versus who they actually are. And it doesn't mean that, they didn't present who they really were to you, but they only gave you a version of themselves. Okay, they only gave you a version of them. So you got the best of me. I gave you the best I could, but who I gave you wasn't really who I truly was, which is why maybe we've had so many issues and we've had so many back and forths and ups and downs. I'm still learning and trying to figure out who I am. So this could be quite the journey for someone. But underneath the surface, this person is a certain way, and maybe they haven't even shown you this. Maybe you're getting a true version of who they are in your dreams, because in the dream world, we don't have those same hangups. People are able to meet you on a heart-to-heart level, higher selves coming together and communicating there. That's the true version of who people are. But on a conscious level, I feel like this person holds back a lot because they have a lot of fear and they have a lot of heart issues, big time. And I don't mean that health heart, I mean just like feelings, emotions. So I'm not the same person that you remember. What I'm getting is that perhaps your person has gone through some changes. Perhaps they are trying to take some responsibilities for some of the hurt and the pain that they've caused you and also other people. So that might be something that you kind of know is taking place right now, the individual watching this reading. Maybe you just know on some level that with time, this is going to get resolved. Maybe you always knew that if you just hung in there, that maybe in the end, it would be the two of you. So just take that as it resonates, but that's what's going on here. That's what your person wants you to know. So why don't we go ahead and see how they assume you feel about them, okay? How do they assume you see the situation or feel about them now? Okay, so they know that you still keep them close to your heart. Because remember the Queen of Cups, she's very warm. You have a warm place and a warm spot for this person always, and they know this, okay? They know this. We also have carousel, which is reoccurring, so this just means like you guys keep going round and round, like this is a revolving thing. It's reoccurring here. So to me, it's like a merry-go-round, obviously. It's going round and round, right? And it's like it comes back around. Okay, then it goes away, then it comes back around. So they see you as someone who will come back around, or it will come back around where you guys will have an opportunity to resolve things once again or to start over once again. So they don't really see you as someone who they'll never see again. They definitely see that you're someone who wants to see them even if you've told them it's over forever. And we have the season of autumn. So that could be a significant season for some of you guys. That could be one of the times where maybe they assume that they might assume that they will always hear from you in autumn for some reason, or that you will always connect with as the seasons change. So do you, so do they, and with the next season brings some sort of new energy. So they kind of feel like as the seasons change, you guys will come back to one another, and they just assume that you feel the same. So I feel like you guys might be on the same page when it comes to some thought about that. All right, so let's go ahead and get a message from their higher self to you. Gratitude. Thank you for loving me in my dark times. Wow. Yeah, so the Queen of Cups, you guys, you've held space for your person. You have. You've held some pretty big space for them. And they know it. They know that you have loved them through thick and thin. They may have really done a number on you, but yet you still have love for them. And it might just be like it astounds them. It really surprises them. But they're saying here from their higher self to you, thank you for loving me in my dark times. Thank you for holding space for me. Okay, so we have a couple of cards that want to come through. We have the Queen, or the Emperor, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles here is Capricorn's energy, and then we have Aries. But this is a Queen and a King. So even though you guys came through as the King and the Queen of Cups, we have a King and a Queen here. Another connection, another counterpart energy. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's working on her craft. She's doing her. She might be, a boss running her own business, building an empire. The Emperor is actually doing the same. He's trying to take responsibility. We already know that. He's trying to establish who he is in the world. So I feel like you guys, even if things are tough, even if things are in the separation dark time, you guys are still thriving in this dark time, even if it's individually. But your energy is still very much involved with one another, and you guys are in a way kind of like guiding each other through this dark time energetically. So you might always feel each other's energy constantly around yourselves. So let's go ahead and get some charms, you guys. Let's get some charms. So we're going to get a charm chest. So I'm going to just put some charms in this little chest here. And we're going to see what additional messages we have about this connection. All right, let's see here. Okay. What do we got? So I'm going to go ahead and just roll this dice. Okay, so we have the number 2. So of course, 2 is duality. 2 is also partnership. We did get the 2 of cups. So 2 of a kind of energy to me. Okay, but of course the number 2 could be significant as far as timing. It could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. It could be the second month. It could be something to do with just the number 2. But we have the purse, which is finances. So it might be that right now somebody is really, tight on money. Maybe they're trying to structure their finances right now. We did see the Emperor. The Emperor is trying to take responsibility in his financial life. We saw the Queen of Pentacles, who's very much focused on her finances. And so right now that could be just where you guys are at right now. You guys are both kind of taking care of yourselves and figuring things out in the material world. So we now have this flower, okay? And so this flower is about something that's growing, something that's blossoming. So it's like with time, you guys are both constantly growing and blossoming into who you're meant to be. So this is a reminder to keep up the hard work. Now we have the haunted house, and the haunted house is all about our fears, okay? But it's also about having fun. So yes, ascension, spiritual journeys can be difficult because we're healing a lot of stuff. We're really looking at our shadows. We're evolving, and sometimes evolution can be painful, but it doesn't have to be painful and dark all the time. Let's not forget to have fun here. Let's not forget to let loose and enjoy our journey along the way. So that is a message for someone today. We have this witch's cauldron, and the witch's cauldron is the wound. It's creation. It's the things that we want to manifest. So it's like, what are we putting in our pot? What are we stirring? Is it nourishing or is it poisonous? So it's about trying to create something, but creating from scratch. So let's just say the two of you have put a lot of poison into this pot. It is time to dump out that poison and start fresh. And let's start manifesting and creating something fresh and new in the womb. All right. And kind of like what we're holding within is what we're going to experience in the outer world. So it's another indication that if work needs to be done, we need to focus there. We have love, which of course there is love here. 2 of Cups was here. You know, this is a two-way street. We have 2 people that really love each other. And now we have this devil's energy. And of course, what's the devil? The devil is fear. The devil is toxicity. The devil is codependency. The devil is being bound and shackled to pain. So I do feel with all this poison energy here, as well as all of these fears, there might be some things that really need to get cleared up. And so let's try to make that our focus instead of maybe focus on being with this person right now. Maybe it is a time for us to really focus on the things that we do want to create. And that's going to require starting from scratch. Now we have the chili pepper. So the chili pepper is a couple of things. First of all, it's very spicy and it's very hot. So it could be that there's something about this connection where it's like, you know, there's a lot of attraction. It's very spicy. It's very passionate, but it can also turn into anger and hate and rage. So it's about simmering, right? What are we adding to this pot? Are we adding too many peppers? Are we adding too many ingredients? Do we need to kind of back off? Do we need to put less is more? What do we need to do? So I just feel like we just need to rethink the ingredients that are going into the creation of this connection, right? And maybe things don't have to be so fiery. Maybe things don't have to be so, because this is also about speed. So if we're talking about rituals, sometimes you'll use cayenne pepper or peppers or just pepper period to spice things up or to speed things up. And I just feel like this needs to be kind of like alleviated from this situation. Let's not add any more fuel to the fire, okay? Because it's almost like we've got this like devil with this pitchfork, just like, yeah. So if there's influences that are around people that are causing them to feel anxiety or even fear, it might be time to step away from that or even each other and just kind of work out our issues on our own. So being alone or doing your own thing for a while isn't necessarily a bad thing. So we have the crown, and what is the crown? Crown is honor. Okay. It's about wearing our crown and wearing it with honor. And it's also about being treated with honor, being treated like the king or the queen that you truly are. So this is earned. This is not something that's just instantly recognized or that's instantly, given. So we may have crowned this person to be our queen or our king. But have they really earned this crown? Should we be crowning this person? Should we be giving this person all of our power? Or should we wear our own crown and kind of focus on that for a bit, right? So I just feel like we need to honor ourselves. And when we honor ourselves and we respect ourselves and we love ourselves, other people treat us with value and respect too. So to me, there is like this level of needing to earn someone's respect or trust. Don't just give it freely. This is about knowing that whatever we're trying to build here, we can participate with it in a toxic way, or we can participate with it in a healthy way. And sometimes healthy things take time. We have the bottle, right? Which is about a baby. Right? It's about feeding a baby. So the baby gets strong. The more that it gets milk and nourishment, it gets strong. So for me, this is like someone who is really needing to nourish themselves, not only physically, but also on a spiritual and an emotional way. Does this connection at the end of the day nourish you? Well, if it doesn't, that's a strong indication that you need to focus on nourishing yourself. And when you nourish yourself, you start wearing this crown. And when you crown yourself and you feel good, then other people are going to match up with that energy. So I think that's really cool. And then we have the caduceus, which is medical. And so to me, there could be some healing. This is also connected to Archangel Raphael. So Archangel Raphael could be significant in your connection as well. And this angel could be helping the two of you to mend or heal yourselves on a very deep level before coming together. So that self-reflection and self-healing is really important in this connection. And then we have the lantern, which is all about guidance. It's about inner guidance. So at the end of the day, you guys really trust your own inner guidance and your own intuition above anything else. Okay. Really focus on that and trust that when it comes to this connection, because I feel like this is very unique and special to you as an individual. It's very sacred. And I feel like it needs to kind of remain that way. So treat it as sacred, treat yourself as sacred. Don't let other people into your connection, and really work with this in your own special, unique way, because I feel like when the two of you are really, truly ready to come together, I feel like there is quite a life that you're going to build with this person. It's like, instead of being a house of fears, you guys are supposed to erect into this house of happiness and fun. Like, that's really what your path is. Your path is to actually be happy and have fun with this person. And it's like, you guys haven't even had a chance to do that yet. And it's a shame. But there could be just a lot of karma, a lot of traumas, just a lot of stuff that's standing in the way. But, it's never too late to start working on these things or allowing another person to continue to do the work, especially if it's really meaningful to us. So that's what I have for you guys. I really hope that there was something special for you guys in these readings today. And I just want to say thanks so much for, watching this. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed these messages. All right, you guys, you take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Bye-bye.